Welcome to The Complete Musician, creativity at its core, exploring innovative musical ideas, thoughts, and techniques for the modern musician in today's society, with your hosts, James Nagus and Drew Phillips.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Complete Musician Podcast. I'm Drew.
And I'm James.
And we've been in a weird time as a country and as educators when we're dealing with the COVID-19 pandemonium that's been going on. And because of that, we have all moved to online instruction.
We have. Yeah, it's been something that's been pretty quick to adjust to. And a lot of us, I would say we're both lucky in that we have used this kind of technology before. I mean, we do it to do podcasting, we do it to do recordings, but a lot of people are discovering this for the first time, and a lot of students are kind of wondering, well, what does this mean for me?
And that's what we were going to talk about today very briefly is for students, how you can get the most out of your online instruction that you're going to have with the communication between you and your private lessons teacher that you're now going to have to do through possibly the end of the semester. Hopefully not any longer than that.
Right. I mean, and let's be real, the concessions that are made because of this, there's a lot of things that are unfortunate. Recitals are canceled. A lot of things that we can do in person, we can't do. We really can't play duets. We don't have a lot of the same tools. And it's easy to feel slighted. And it's easy to feel like, as a student, you're not getting the education that you're paying for, that you deserve. And I don't think we'll necessarily disagree with that entirely, but the moving to online, it really presents some unique opportunities.
Like James said, it's not ideal. However, you can certainly take advantage of a few of these opportunities to do online instruction or dealing with online instruction to make yourself better. One of the first things that comes to my mind, and it kind of goes into what I'm going to have my students do, and a lot of teachers around the country are having their students do, which is submitting videos of them performing. Not just doing the whole Skype or Zoom or whatever, Microsoft Teams, whatever platform you're using to video conference and do a private lesson. We certainly have to have that face-to-face time over the internet. But one of the things that I'm making my students do is submit recordings to me based on assignments of literature, excerpts, or etudes, or whatever that they're given. And that is a skill that we harp on all the time, is recording. I mean, say we have made podcast after podcast, I feel, about how beneficial it is and how much better of a player it makes you to record yourself and then listen back to it and learn and make yourself your own teacher. So I'm making my students do that a lot. And because of that, because of the unlimited number of tries you have when recording, I'm going to be pretty... I hate to say this, but I'm going to be pretty harsh with my adjudication of them, right? I mean, I think it's natural because if you have unlimited tries to get a recording, all your notes better be right. All your rhythms better be right. Your intonation better be pretty darn good. Like all of the things that in a live performance can sometimes go a little crazy, like note-wise and intonation-wise, absolutely can't be present on a recording when you have so many different attempts at it.
And here's the thing. It's not that, because I'm doing a very similar thing too.
Right.
It's not that we're expecting a perfection. It's not that we're expecting the, the Barry Tuckwell of recordings or whatever.
Rest in
it's just
peace.
that we're holding our students to the highest standard that they can present. Now, everyone's at a different level. Everyone's at a different stage in their ability. So, sure, you might not have that lip trill. You might not have that high note. But for everything else, we expect you to really do your best and to take the time to practice, to listen, and to try to get your best result. And I know for my students, I'm going to be similarly, harsh is a kind of tricky word. I would say demanding.
There you go. That's a better one. Yeah.
But the thing is, too, is that we're going to talk about the recordings. We'll be like, okay, so how did it go? And if it was just, well, I didn't have as much time to practice, and, it's, I don't know. and I had to set a visitor right now. The foster dog came in and then just left. He's like, "What are you doing?" So anyway, if their excuse was, "Well, I just didn't get the best take," it's like, well, okay, that's not really the effort we're looking for. But if it's, well, I'm working on this and I'm still struggling with this, then okay, that's fine. We have something to work with, and you're seeing results, and that's the most important thing, is that you see results in your own playing, and that from week to week you see improvement.
As we've said many, many times before, recording is so important, and I've been joking around and said this to a few of my colleagues. My students might even see their most potential unleashed and like their most growth in these last few weeks of the semester simply because they're being forced to do this now. Like, we say it all the time.
To listen to each other, or to listen to themselves,
listen to themselves. And I mean, how many times, knowing that they're going to get graded for it, how many times, James, have we told our students, like, yes, you need to record and you need to listen back? And I'm sure there are some that do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
and when you ask in lessons, like, so have you ever recorded yourself? I don't think anyone's ever said no. It's always, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Because we're afraid to say no.
I think they're going to see so much growth this semester because they're forced to do it. And I think hopefully this is one of those unique opportunities, that being forced to actually record and listen to yourself and perfect to the best of your ability recordings and things you submit for adjudication, like you said, to be demanding on yourself. I think that's going to really solidify the habit of doing it, and hopefully transfer over to life, post coronavirus.
Right. Exactly. So I think instead of being despondent about the fact that you're recording yourself and you have to listen to yourself, really take it as an opportunity that this is the time that you're going to buckle down and make those, put your teacher hat on and really be critical about, okay, well, what am I doing? What do I sound like? And this is the time to get those issues and to just get better every single day.
And speaking of those opportunities, along with recording, it's something that you and I are doing actually right now. I know I have a little project going on, and this is a good opportunity for students to actually embark on this kind of adventure as well. So you're recording yourself playing. Hopefully you'll understand how not only important it is, but actually realize how fun it is to listen to yourself, maybe even start recording multiple things. Everyone has access to things like duets and quartets, and if you don't know where to find those things, ask your teacher, because they certainly will give you that literature and give you that music so that you can start recording yourself and realizing that you can also produce music on your own. And that's a project that we are doing right now. I know I have embarked on every day that this thing is putting us out. This pandemic is putting us out of school, and I'm not teaching in person because I am at home more. I'm recording something every single day, whether it be quartet, quintet, transcriptions, arrangements, whatever. I'm doing it every single day because, again, I also want to keep getting better, and there's nothing better to teach yourself than to listen.
Because if you think about it, what does recording do? It makes sure that you, number one, you have the technological prowess to do this kind of thing. But musically, it's really about your time and your intonation. Mm-hmm. And I mean, because accuracy, you can go back and re-record unless you challenge yourself to do like one take all the way through, which can be good to put the pressure on yourself once in a while, especially if you're preparing for auditions. You just do clean runs of things. But for this, you'd have multiple tries. So instead, focusing on blend, intonation, and time.
And those are just huge factors that really set apart players, in my opinion, and make really good recordings to not really good recordings. So this is just a fun thing that we can take advantage of, because as we're all socially distancing ourselves from each other, or really, you know what I heard today, we're not really socially distancing. We're more physically distancing. True. That's it. Because socially we're still connected, and actually we should be, so that people aren't alone.
And I would argue I would say that we're actually socially getting closer in many aspects.
I think so too. So really, we're coming together on our social media platforms and communication, but physically we're not together. So this is just something fun that we can also do and share with one another.
So in addition to recording both ourselves and recording multi-track stuff, I think another thing that students can do to really take advantage of this time is to reach out and take lessons with other professors and other people, not only of horn, but other instruments. I know that a lot of our colleagues are offering Skype lessons for other students as well. And it's just a great opportunity to get a diverse set of opinions and to learn from other people. And I know your professors can probably help set that up.
I think as musicians, we need to keep connecting with one another, like we were talking about, not just socially, but musically. And I don't think there's no bad that can come from collaboration. It's one of the reasons that we all became musicians anyway.
Right. And I'm not saying that they're all offering these lessons for free. Like some people I know are charging because that's their job. That's their livelihood. Yeah. But a lot of people are doing discounted lessons. And so that is a perk. But yeah, having Skype, having Zoom, however they do it, it's a great opportunity.
So in conclusion with all of this, we want to make sure that you students that are having these online lessons are taking advantage of it. It may seem obviously not ideal, and to us it's not ideal as well, because we'd certainly much rather meet you in person, but due to the fact that we really
miss
need
my
to
students.
flatten the curve of what's going on, we just can't do that right now. And so to stop all of the weird pandemic stuff happening in the country, we have to separate, and we can take advantage of the opportunities that doing online lessons gives us. So by recording and making sure that you're demanding a lot of yourself, by connecting with other colleagues, by having fun making multi-track stuff, always be looking for those fun things to be doing and to push yourself musically. So students, take a lot of this time, this weird time that we're in, make sure you utilize your practice time, because you're probably going to have a lot more of it in whatever situation you're in and just sitting around, and there's not really a ton of distractions since we really shouldn't be going out and being around lots of people. So, take this time to your advantage. It may seem scary, it's really uncertain, but we can still make sure to have really positive musical experiences through this.
Right. And you can come out an even better player than you were going in.
So that's going to wrap up another episode of the Complete Musician Podcast. We thank you for listening. We hope that you're all staying safe and staying healthy. If you want to get in contact with us, please send us an email at our address, cormotohorn@gmail.com. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Go subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts at. Like us on Facebook. We'll have more content coming out. This was a serious one, but we'll have more fun stuff coming out. So thank you for listening.
Bye.